I got into C++ about 3 to 4 months ago. You can see I have a plugin right here that I am working on called Snackbox, which is not the final name, by the way. This is what I created in about 3 to 4 months with no C++ prior experience. I did this with pure grit, pure determination, and AI at my side. What's really cool about this is that this was coded entirely by AI. I use majority ChatGPT. About 98% of this was ChatGPT, and about 2% was Google Gemini. I was able to produce these results right here. Now I want to talk a little bit about what this plugin is, what it does, and I'll go ahead and try to touch base on as much as I can. Should you have any questions, feel free to drop them below. I'll do my best to assist in the best possible direction. It's important to note that prior to this plugin right here, I had little to no C++ experience. I had no idea how to write a line of code. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and be a little bit more blunt here. In this entire project, I have not written a single line of code. As a matter of fact, I have simply organized, I managed, I engineered, and I architected this entire system to work in a manner that I see fit. So I am, again, the manager, the architect, the engineer, whatever you want to call it, and then AI is my coding assistant. That's basically the back and forth trade-off here. Together, this is what we created. It's a full-on system with file managing. It allows us to create our own expansions and distribute them. We can use our own samples. This thing can be jam-packed with any sound that we'd like to create playable instruments that we can make beats and music with. You can see up top, we have the entire file management system. It's very important to note that this is all the base version of Snackbox, not the permanent name, but this is the base version of it. You can see that I almost have layer A wired up in its entirety. All I need is just this feature right here, which I'm not too sure what it's going to be, but down here we have basic shapers. We have like volume, attack, decay, sustain, release. We have glide, we have pitch, filter right here. I even implemented drop down so we could change the filter type. Same thing with the glide, we could change the glide type. Same thing with even the envelopes, we could change the envelope type. So, or I'm sorry, the envelope shape. So you can see if I go like this, we can change the curve right here. And then I'm also going to add sliders that allow us to start and stop the sample wherever we want. Today I implemented this little feature right here where we can turn the frequency or the spectrum analyzer on and off, as you see. And that's another cool thing. It's important to note, I can't exhaust this enough, that this was done entirely with AI. Right here I have a sample drop down. These are actually all round robin folders which are linked to this behavioral panel, and these are different round robin articulations that I have. We have off, cycle, random, chaos, backwards, ping pong. I do have every intention on releasing this plugin here in the near future once I wire everything up. Right now I'm still wiring up layer A. As I mentioned, I have to finish that last feature, and then that's the base engine. Right here we have velocity sensitivity. We can select root note. We have the one-shot mode as well. As you can see, it's all custom colored as well. It's not like stock colors here. Everything is customized to my liking to fit the flavor that I am going for. To create expansions, it's also super easy. My headspace when creating this plugin was to make something super simple that was very powerful but really easy to use so producers can have a quick, seamless workflow while having very powerful tools at their fingertips. The workflow is a little like this. It's also important to note that this is the base version. I have every intention on scaling this plugin indefinitely, so I'm always going to be adding new features, new engines, and just a whole bunch of cool stuff within this plugin right here. So right here we have just a data pop-up menu that shows us some basic information. This is also going to be scaled throughout this lifetime. Right here it takes us directly to the presets folder for the expansion that we are selected. This takes us to the sounds folder for the expansion here. As you can see, it took us to the round robin folders, and then we have some basic folders in there that have round robin samples in there. Right here we have a relinker that allows us to relink our sample folders in case we want to relocate it. This is just a simple refresh toggle. This is a delete preset, save as. We have the save, load, reset. We have a sample selection folder. This is how we create our expansions, and right here is how we select the samples to start tweaking and manipulating. Right here we have arrows to toggle those as well. As you can see right here we have loop, and then we have reverse, we have normalize, different types as well. We have fades. This is a really cool fading system, so if I want, let me put some fades on here and kind of show you. We have different fade curves as well. So I am thinking about a really solid base layer engine here that I can scale, but that can be really useful for producers. We even have a behavioral panel. You can see with interpolation, we have nearest, linear, and cubic. We have round robin, backwards. We have ping pong, chaos, random, cycle, and off. We have voices that we can select here, up to 64 different voices, velocity, sensitivity, root note, and one-shot mode right there. Now down here we have volume, attack, decay, sustain, release. We have glide, we have pitch, filter, and a filter resonance, and this is a pan right here. Now what's cool is with the filter, with the envelope, we get to select the curve for the envelope, as you can see, which is pretty cool. And then we can also select different types for the glide as well as different filter types here. Again, this is just the base engine that I am going to scale indefinitely. Right here, this is to turn the spectrum analyzer on and off. You can see that there's still some empty areas. Like for example, this bottom area is just a placeholder, which is the footer. Right here, these are placeholders for what's yet to come. What's actually working is this area right here and this area right here, which is a file management system and the base sound engine. Right here I have B, C, and D, but those are going to be scaled once the base engine for layer A is wired up completely. And you can see what's yet to come is an effects rack. We have a chomp system, arpeggiator system, and a sound manager right here. Now I have a very ambitious approach for this. I have every intent on scaling this indefinitely. So like for example, within the sound manager, we're going to be able to take pictures of our sample sources and kind of like tell little stories on how we recorded them if we wanted, author information, metadata, all of that you can see, and then it's going to be linked down here. We should be able to click right here and an instrument list will pop up, which will allow us to select like certain types of guitars, and you get the idea. And then those are going to be filtered out, and presets with that specific sound are going to pop up, helping us find specific sounds that we are looking for. That's the idea behind it. Now, right now, as I've mentioned, I have to finish this last parameter, which I have no idea what it's going to be, but I would like to give you all like a little demonstration real quick on how this is working. So to create an expansion, I'm going to select this icon right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate to a sample folder, so that way I can create an expansion real time here. So for this one, let's just go ahead and do OP1 samples. And I'm going to hit, and this is basically my sound source folder. As you can see, I have waves in there. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the sample folder and then click open. And then I'm just going to leave it the name here, which is OP1 samples, and then hit OK. You can see that the expansion is populated to the drop down right here, as well as the expansion browser list right here. From here, if I click the drop down, I have access now to those samples within the folder that we just created. So if I go over here, you can see now this sound is in the waveform zone, and if I play, you can hear it. From here I could begin shaping this sound to my liking, the way that I'd like. Let me turn that off. We can go ahead and do reverse. See, so that sounds pretty cool. I can go ahead and add some fades if I'd like here. Let me do a little bit more of an aggressive fade. One more, maybe right there. Something like that. So now that I got my sound to my liking, I can even turn the spectrum analyzer on if I want. Whatever we do here is going to be saved into the preset. So for example, I'm going to leave all of my parameters like this. We're going to leave everything else as is. Let's leave that off as well. So it's going to snap to none. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit save. Let's save this preset, and then let's call it hyper. I'm just going to select that, just any name that I'd like. And then I'm going to hit save. And then it brings us to this right here, which allows us to type in the metadata information for the preset. And this is how we create our expansions, and this is how others are going to find sound specific that they are looking for. So you would just kind of fill all of this out. You would select the checks that you want that are corresponding to the sound. You get the idea, and then after that you would hit save metadata, and then boom, you can see right here the preset populates into the preset browser list. If I hit the star right here, I could favorite this preset. It goes right to the top when there's more within this list. This is easily, we can turn it on and off if we'd like, and you can see the star populates and it shows up right here as well. And then from here you can play it back. You can see that this is not by any means a wrapper or any sort of like preset or anything like that. This is a custom built from scratch sampler engine that has true round robins. It has a very strong base set of features. And keep in mind, I am a musician. I've been a musician for many years, and I've always wanted a very powerful instrument, and this is the beginning of my instrument. I'm going to indefinitely provide updates, support. I want to scale this thing indefinitely, and I want to have a really powerful, intuitive, user-friendly sampler that musicians and producers can use all over the world. If I go over here to round robins, let me play you some of the sounds here so you can kind of get an idea of what they sound like for or how it plays really. And you can hear it cycling through the round robin. So you can really hear the round robin doing its job. You can hear that it's playing the same MIDI at the same tempo, but every single preset sounds a bit different because of those round robin, not only the round robin cycling, because of the not only the cycling between round robin samples, but the articulation between and the difference between each sample. There's never the exact same sample, so we get rid of that sort of machine gun sound and we get something more realistic like this. So once we start combining different round robin articulations with velocity sensitivity, different MIDI patterns, and different sounds, then we start hitting gold mines. And what's even cooler is that you will be able to create round robin sound sources as well. It's very easy. It's super simple. You can see that I'm in the round robin sample folder. If I go ahead and click this, you can see that I have round robins within that expansion, and you can just see that within there's going to be folders that have the cycling round robin samples, and every one has different amounts. Some have 60, some have 5. You get the idea. So everyone's going to be a little bit different, depends on your sample source, depends on how you want to use it. Again, this is all the base version of my plugin. I'm at a point now where I'm going to rename this something more permanent, and then from there I begin to finalize the layer A right here, engine, and then we can go on to B, C, and D, finalize the file management system, and then maybe get some of these wired up. I have maybe about 3 to 4 months of work. I would like to ship this to you all as soon as possible with a very solid, stable base layer engine. Right now it plays wonderfully, as you can hear. It's very awesome. Of course, I'm going to polish, scale it indefinitely. However, the point of this video is to kind of show you what I've created with the power of persistence, grit, determination, and AI. This right here is my project. This is my baby. I am very passionate about tattooing. For those who have been with my channel, if you're new and just watching this video, I'm also a tattoo artist. I am very passionate about tattooing and art, and I am very passionate about the development of my plugin right here. I've always wanted something like this to be able to create music, but something that I can continuously work on in a sustainable manner. Now, you can see right here that this project is full blown. This is something that a team would work on. However, I'm the only one that's ever touched launch this entire project. This plugin is fully modular. Like for example, the spectrum analyzer, as you can see, it is in its own file. So is the waveform viewer. My engine for the audio is in its own file. The behavioral panel is it, you get the idea, and so forth. The file management system, everything is in its own home, and therefore I get a smooth running plugin. I know you hear like little buffers and cracks there, or little pops when the round robins are beginning to play. I think that right now that's the system loading up the samples that the folder is playing, and then it begins to cycle cleanly, as you can hear. And it's not always on every sample. Point is, you can see though that this project is fully modular, fully scalable. I'm gonna add infinite amount of effects, custom DSPs. I'm gonna add infinite expansion library. So I will be including a massive sample library with a bunch of unique sound sources. I will make sure that I include images and data about the sound sources, so that way you can see what you are playing. But yeah, I have every intention on scaling this indefinitely with AI. As of right now, the service that I use is ChatGPT, and I also use a little bit for Google, a little bit of Google Gemini. Google Gemini has basically touched the spectrum analyzer. Everything else is pretty much ChatGPT. However, Gemini has been really finicky lately, but I'll talk about more in the process on how I'm doing this in another video if that's something that you're interested in. For now though, I just want to let you know that this is what I am doing 110%. I have every intention on continuing, releasing, and upgrading indefinitely an AI powered plugin. As you can hear, it sounds great so far. It sounds human like, even though it was created technically by a human. Every thought and text that I put into the engine came to life in this form. So in a nutshell, you can say that I created this plugin using AI through text, because I didn't code it myself. However, I am definitely learning a lot about coding, and I find myself now typing in more in coding. So there's a plus right there too. All's well ends well. If you have any questions at all, feel free to drop a comment down below. Stuff like this is happening. It is real. It's working. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great day.